Hi everyone, I hope you're well. So today we're going pumpkin picking. It's something that I do almost every year. Obviously I had a hiatus during COVID times, but now we're back. And I've been following White House Farm on Instagram. White House Farm is a local farm here to Norwich, and they have a pick your own pumpkins. They do also have strawberries and other berries in summer, and they've had apples before, but I'm not sure if they're doing it at the moment because they haven't advertised it. But I have been following them on Instagram and checking them out, and they've officially opened, I think yesterday, and so we're going today. I'm very excited, and I want to get there early, so I'm filming this very quickly after I just woke up to also talk about the book I'm reading and that I'm going to be reading throughout this vlog. I am 150 pages into Spells for Forgetting by Adrienne Young. I'm going to read the synopsis for you. Emery Blackwood's life was forever changed on the eve of her high school graduation, when the love of her life, August Salt, was accused of murdering her best friend Lily. She'd once dreamed of running away with August, eager to escape the misty remote shores of Saoirse Island and chase new dreams together. Now she's doing what her teenage self swore she never would, living a quiet existence among the tight-knit community steeped in folklore and tradition, ruled by the seasons and ancient superstitions. But when August returns after 14 years to bury his mother's ashes, Emery must confront her first love and the reason he left so abruptly. But the town wants August gone again. And as the island begins to show signs of strange happenings, the emergence of deep betrayals and hidden promises threatens to reveal the truth behind Lily's death once and for all. So basically, from reading around 100 pages, I understood that this is a mystery book with some magic sprinkled on top. I'm really enjoying the atmosphere of this book. And around 150 pages in, it's actually already quite intense, which I wasn't necessarily expecting. And it is a sad book because of that murder and the characters living in such a small island. I don't really... Okay, I'm not saying you can't be happy in a small island. You definitely can. I come from a small island. But I just haven't found one happy character in this book. They're all just morose, and they're not necessarily unhappy with their lives, but none of them is actually happy. But moving on, I'm really enjoying the book. I'm quite curious to know what's gonna happen, and I am invested in the two main characters. I want them to be happy. And so, now having finished updating you guys on what's going on with my reading, we're now gonna move quickly and go to the pumpkin patch because I'm so excited to go pick some pumpkins and actually have maybe lunch over there because they always have such nice food. I actually really like White House Farm. They have nice food, cozy cafe, and wandering the fields, it's normally so nice. So let's see how today's gonna go. See you in a bit. Hi, so it's the next day. Yesterday, after coming back from the pumpkin patch, I cleaned pumpkins and I put them away on my counter to let them dry, because obviously I don't want them to be holding any water when they go to my wooden bookshelves. But I'm here to update you on my reading and also then put the pumpkins, arrange them on the bookshelf, and show you how it's all gonna look like in the end. Hopefully it's gonna look nice. But yeah, yesterday was so nice going to the pumpkin patch. I always love just wandering the fields and finding the perfect pumpkin, and also that Victoria sponge with some tea was just perfect afterwards. But yes, let's get on to the book. I don't think I actually showed you my beautiful edition. The beautiful edition I have of this. It's a Fairy Loot edition. I think it was the September book. But it has these lovely sprayed edges all around. Normally you have colour on the top and the bottom and something on the side. But this one has it all around. And also, look at this amazing illustration on the front. There is one thing that annoys me though. Why is it green? It doesn't match. But you know what? Whatever. But yes, update. I managed to read 100 pages yesterday afternoon and this morning. And now we're around 150 pages in. Chapter 44. Which starts on the 255. And I'm really enjoying the mystery. I think my favorite part of this book is the atmosphere. The setting is just perfect. So perfect for Halloween and autumn. Falling leaves, the winds, the rain. Oh, it's just amazing. From the start, you know that August didn't really kill Lily. It doesn't fit the character, and I'm pretty sure he says it at the start of the book. But you know that something must have happened with him, because why would he run? So you know he has this secret, and you also know that Emery's best friend died. And it's the classic small town mystery. Everyone has secrets, and you just spent this time with them while, in this case, the main character, normally the main character obviously, that doesn't really know anything of what happened, is trying to discover all of these little secrets that then culminate in discovering the big secret. She doesn't go looking for the small secrets, but they always reveal themselves before the big one, obviously. I don't really have any complaints. Like, I have discovered and I haven't predicted all of the mysteries, but I have been discovering alongside the characters. I'm not really invested to try and figure it out. You know, I'm just being led by the story and seeing where it takes me. I don't really have any complaints. I'm really enjoying the mystery. I'm loving the atmosphere. But yeah, I'm excited to know what happens next. So I will now put all the pumpkins in their final resting places. And I will then probably make a tea, light my little candle, and sit down right here to finish reading this story. I think I have around 100 pages left. I am hoping to finish it today and update you on it. So I'll see you in a bit. Hi, so it's a bit later on. I have ranged all the pumpkins and squashes on my bookshelf. I'm actually quite happy with the result. It looks very Halloweeny. But moving on to the book, I have also officially finished the book. I drank my tea and I read for quite a while. And I finished the last 100. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I read for basically the whole afternoon. But now on to my final thoughts. I'm gonna keep it simple. So this book is set in Saoirse Island off of Seattle. It's very in autumn. So you have all the leaves, the wind, the rain, the darkness creeping in the early afternoon. So it's perfect for this time of year, 100%. It transported me completely. The mystery is a very classic mystery, small town, everyone has secrets, and you slowly discover them till you get to the final big one, which is the big mystery of all, the murder. I really like the characters. The mystery was good, but I think I did prefer the characters and learning about them. It was a very character-focused book. You had relatively small chapters, not only changing between the two main characters, but you also, I'm trying to see if I can find one. You also get chapters from other characters. They're normally quite slow, couple of pages, and it just gives you an insight onto other people's brains that live in this small island. But yeah, I liked everything about it, really. It was quite sad and melancholic, which was why it wasn't a 5-star for me. And I feel like it was just a simple, kind of magical, a bit magical, whimsical mystery. It didn't have anything that was groundbreaking and amazing. And so I gave it 4 stars, which I think it's a solid rating for a solid book. Those are my thoughts on it. I think I will continue this vlog. I'm not going to stop right here because I don't think I have that much content. So we'll see what's going to happen in the next few days leading up to Halloween, and if anything interesting occurs, I'll film it. And obviously, my next reads. I've been listening to Sherlock Holmes, so maybe that's something I'm going to talk about in the next few days. We'll see. Hi everyone, so it's a few days later. This morning I woke up and it was super foggy out there. So my first thought was obviously get ready as quickly as possible, pack everything into my backpack, filming equipment, photography, Kindle, everything, and just walk out the door. So that was exactly what I did. And it was so nice. You know, it's a couple days before Halloween. It's super atmospheric out, so I decided to just go out and take some photos, read, film, all of the things. So I hope you enjoy that. But I have been reading Sherlock Holmes for a while now. I got the full kind of bind up of all of the stories together on audiobook, narrated by Stephen Fry. And in case you don't know, Stephen Fry is a master at audiobooks. I have listened to all of the Harry Potter ones, and I'm super enjoying the Sherlock Holmes stories. He is just a master at telling stories out loud. But yes, The Hound of the Baskervilles is the one I am at the moment. I have, not sure if, a leaf. Oh, that's so nice. That's why I do this. Now talking about The Hound of the Baskervilles, which I have just finished. Sherlock is not that present. He's there, he's definitely there, and he is a part of the story. But it's mostly Watson helping Sherlock solve this crime and being there for the Baskerville, being there and protecting him and helping him out, basically. And I really enjoy that. I think we all love a bit of Sherlock, but Watson is the heart of the operation. He is your friend telling you this story about himself and his friend. And I think that comes through in this one. And it doesn't have this like two-part situation where the first part you have them solving a mystery and the second part you have kind of a backstory. In this one, it's just the one narrative. And I really enjoy that. Last thing I want to mention is the book itself, this copy. How can I tell you how much I love this? Not only it just fits my aesthetic so much, but the hint, the illustration on it, if you know, you know. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, thank you for being here again, and we'll see each other next time. Bye!